Greetings, my most excellent friends and fiends, and welcome once more to D&D Surprise Party. Well, we had a week off last week. We certainly missed you. I hope you missed us, but no worries, no worries. We are here. So, um, we're going to get right into things as quickly as we possibly can because we left our delvers in a rather sticky situation, facing off with a rather perturbed frost giant skeleton. So we'll get right to the action in a moment. I just wanted to go through a couple of very brief announcements tonight. Um, first things first, before I get into the general announcements. I felt I had to comment on something that's been going on the last week or so. Because I've been approached about it, and you can't always make your intent well known with a tweet because a lot of it depends on your tone of voice as well. And I have always been proud to call myself an old school gamer because I've been playing D&D since 1979, 1980, back when it was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, basically first edition. And so this whole crap that's been going on this past week, all I'm going to say is that I was extremely lucky because I had my friends around my table, and I had friends of all ethnicities, all orientations, multiple faiths. But that was me. And I consider myself to have been so lucky at the time for back then because I never saw it. I never got to see all the problems that everybody says they had problems back then. When I came back to D&D after like missing about 20 years, I was surprised and I couldn't believe that all these stories were coming up, but then I got to see some of them firsthand. And no gatekeeping. And here that the only thing I'm about is having a table with good people. So as I've said, and as I tweeted, all are welcome at my table. Although I'm going to addend that now with all are welcome at my table unless you are a racist, misogynistic, homophobic douchebag. Then you can go to that other table. Okay? And we'll just leave it at that. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew where this old dragon stood. Okay? So thank you for letting me get that off my chest. And now just a couple of quick announcements. Pre-orders are now being taken in the D&D Beyond Marketplace for The Wild Beyond the Witchcraft. Witchlight, excuse me. This is D&D's next big adventure storyline that brings the wicked whimsy of the Feywild to 5th edition for the very first time. Now, you can tune in to D&D Live 2021, presented by G4 on July 16th and 17th, for details including new characters, monsters, mechanics, and story hooks suitable for players of all ages and experience levels. And that will be getting released on September 21st. Pre-orders are also being taken for Strixhaven, a Curriculum of Chaos. This upcoming release is set in the Magic the Gathering world of Strixhaven, dealing with a college of magic, which is apparently going to be blasting open the way subclasses are handled in D&D 5th edition. So that's definitely going to be something to be keeping an eye out for. They're going to be going into more details on that at D&D Live 2021 as well. And that is going to be released on November 16th. Now, as we get closer to the release dates, I'm sure D&D Beyond is going to release more details about the exclusive digital dice sets and the character sheet cosmetics that are themed to each book. So thank you once again, D&D Beyond, for sponsoring D&D Surprise Party. And of course, our other wonderful sponsor that's been with us since the beginning is Never Ending. And if you need character art, but you can't make it, yourself, or if you cannot afford a lot of art, well, you can still get 18 months of access to premium content and tools for the unbelievably low price of just $9. $9. And if you head over to their Twitter page at BeNeverEnding, or check out BeNeverEnding.com, you can find out how to get a hold of this unheard of deal. And they're starting to add a lot of the things that were funded by the Kickstarter a couple of months back. So new things are happening all the time. So Never Ending, thanks very much for being our sponsor once again. And, our dear offstage Oracle and our chaos coordinator, Babs the Bat, she's created an amazing community that has been lovingly cultivated and curated to create a truly safe space for creatives to come and be themselves. I've said this numerous times. I know that so many times that so many people are probably sick of it, but I could not even attempt to have done Surprise Party anyplace else, because there simply is no place else like Chaotic Tiefling. But there is a lot more to Chaotic Tiefling than the fun and shenanigans that we have every Wednesday night. For instance, What Streams May Come, which is our Shakespearean live reading production. We are actually going to be having our first 2-part stream coming up. That will be on July 24th and 2 weeks later on August 8th, as we present Hamlet in 2 parts. Now, you will be able to enjoy a cast of randomly selected actors playing randomly selected parts with no rehearsal whatsoever, much to everyone's delight and amusement. Now, here's the big question for Hamlet. Will they change the cast for the second half? Well, you'll just have to tune in to find out, won't you? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But then again, it's not called Chaotic Tiefling for nothing. And also, next Sunday, July 11th, well, it's the return of Utharian Legends, created by and DM'd by Strike Red Kite, our moderator supremo. And it features, of course, our very own Big B. And it also, of course, it has Finn Archer and Jessica Skellington, our wonderful co-hosts for What Streams May Come, as well as the wonderful Robogoblin and Blaze of Gloriosa. Plus, you never know what other familiar faces might occasionally pop up on the show once in a while, because that's just the way it is. It's a surprise, you might say. So, as of right now, our heroes are still on the boat. Will they disembark next time, or are they going to continue on their 3-hour tour? Well, join them on 7-Eleven. No, not at 7-Eleven. At 11 a.m. Eastern Time for the Sunday Brunch Club. Bring your own mimosas. And as always, you can find all of our previous episodes of all of our streams on the Chaotic Tiefling YouTube channel, the link to which is no doubt in the chat as we speak. And finally, to wrap things up, if you hit ! Forsooth! Yep. Cheers. This will give you a link to my TeePublic shop, where you can get your hands on all sorts of geeky and nerdy gear, such as shirts, hoodies, tank tops, face masks, you still kind of need them. Travel mugs, coffee mugs, notebooks, phone covers, stickers, magnets, even pillows. Yes, pillows. You can find Shakespeare-inspired merch. You can find D&D-inspired merch, pop culture merch, and of course, official D&D surprise party merch, as several of our lovely players are wearing. So, help a dragon out and buy some merch today. Thank you very kindly. And now, on to adventure. So, when last we left our delvers, who have been making their way through the Wrathlands, the scarred, vile place that legend has it was created by the spewing of venom by Tiamat herself. Clear on the other side of the world from their home continent of Firth. After a series of, well, early missteps, perhaps, they finally found out what they needed to know, and they made their way to the Ravensfjord dungeon, hoping that it will be a way to get them back home when it is due to reappear on Firth within a very short time now. And they finally made their way there through battles, through a non-ending twilight with strange pockets of wild magic bursting as they went, encountering strange creatures, big and small, fighting for their lives, almost losing one or two along the way. But they've managed to get within an arm's reach of the Ravensfjord dungeon when all of a sudden they were blocked access to the stairway to the door by a frost giant skeleton. And that is where we left off, and that is where we will pick up. But first, it's that time. Let's see now.
No, it's not that time. It's not.
No, we have like 5 more announcements, right?
Oh, no.
God.
I'm so sorry, dear friends. Because last time, you might recall that there was no chosen. So that means you all are viable targets for our old friend, the surprise die. And I need someone to roll a d6, and I believe that someone is Celine.
Oh, it would be me.
Well, how bad could it be?
No pressure.
Roll that wonderful d6, please.
Yeah, just
4.
roll like no one again. Or all of us.
4.
Okay.
Don't say it.
You know that.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Don't say it.
My, isn't that fascinating?
I knew it was going to be fascinating. We need to start a pool for what he's going to say, but off stream where you can't hear
Yeah. Like in Discord.
it.
Start a new Discord group chat.
New Discord.
Oh, he closes it before the game. We can just do it
Oh,
there.
it's true.
Anyway, the chosen has been chosen.
Cool.
So, Delvers, you see before you this mammoth, huge skeleton clad in tattered and matted furs and rusted armor, bearing a huge rusted battle axe. And just to remind you once again, somehow, even though it doesn't have lungs or a throat, it says to you, "You will not enter."
Before we roll initiative, can I attempt to start a conversation with this guy?
No.
Oh,
Or
I
is
was
he just
gonna
going to attack immediately? Okay.
I was about to
Well,
taunt. So
fine.
I was just gonna be like, try and stop us.
Oh god,
Oh, he
oh
will.
god, oh god, please.
What?
I'm terrified.
That one.
As usual.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that terrible cleric initiative happening.
He's pretty bad.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, let's see. Put.
Or not.
Or not.
Not.
Jeez. That wonderful D&D Beyond dice logs, letting us all be part of the excitement of watching him beat the crap out of us on initiative.
Yeah, the game log is awesome. Not a fan of my really, really bad rolls, but
I got a 15.
Okay, let me just run through here. Dizera,
9.
Salthus,
13.
Demetra,
8.
Okay, good. I'm not last.
Danos got that 21. I saw,
Yes, it did.
Yeah, dang right I did.
and Squeaks.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay, and Strix. What was yours again?
15.
15.
15.
Okay.
I thought you
All
said
right.
50
Well,
for a second.
don't worry. Don't worry so much about it. Seriously. All right. Before I go any further, I'm going to be actually trying something that I just discovered how to do with D&D Beyond's help. So, Danos, what is your current your current hit point?
It should be 24.
Okay. Squeaks, what is your hit point maximum?
39.
Strix,
31.
Salthus,
At 24.
Dizera,
31.
and Demetra, your hit points.
24.
34 or 24?
24.
Really? Okay.
My max HP?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says I'm 24.
What's your constitution?
Yikes.
14.
That should be a plus.
Yeah, that
Plus
should be
2.
much higher because I'm at a 31.
Did you roll your new hit points when you gained level 4?
Yeah, we all did. On screen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. You got some bad rolls before this.
Wow. Okay. I'm very confused by that. All right.
It should be 12 plus. It should be 18 on level like 1 or something like that because it's like you have a D10 hit die, right? So at 10.
Yeah. D10. So
Plus
it-
6.
yeah,
Or
started
plus
at
2.
A 12.
12.
Start with a 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then-
sorry,
Level
sorry.
4, a minimum of 6 more points from Constitution bonus
Yeah.
alone,
Yeah, exactly.
which would take us to what?
18.
18?
Yeah. So you
And then
needed to
3
roll.
more hit dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 or 2s only, almost every time.
Hmm. Okay. Well, we'll look into that. We'll look into that after the stream. No worries. Okay. So, because now I can actually I can see how much damage that the beasties are doing to you now, at least. So,
Hopefully I
Alright,
won't
and-
die today.
and we are going to start our fight. So you have this mammoth frost giant skeleton before you, and Danos on 21. Go ahead.
All right, action. Invoke duplicity. How far away is this guy from me?
He's about a good 30, 40 feet away, I would say.
30, 40 feet, you say? Where can I...
Do keep one thing in mind, and this is the last time I'm going to tell you. The duplicate does not have a duplicate Agamemnon on his shoulder.
Yeah. I know.
I'm just making sure. It's just like when you turn invisible.
Yeah.
That's this the last freebie.
Yeah. No duplicate Agamemnon. Copy that. All right. Yeah, I just pull some ethereal sort of energy off my face and I throw it, and about 30 feet in front of me, so 10-ish feet away from the giant,
Okay.
another Danos pops up. And I will get rid of that. And for my bonus action, since that wasn't a spell, I will cast Spiritual Weapon right next to the thing.
Beauty. You can go ahead and attack too.
Yes. Rolling. Oh my god, yes. Well, that was very underwhelming. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't. Well, it's there. As is my duplicate.
Okay. Alrighty then. So that's it.
Yep, that is it.
All right. Next, on 20, Squeaks.
How far away is it? You said 30 or 40 feet, but that's a big difference. My speed is 30.
I would say. Well, you also have your leap. Remember.
Yeah, but that's a dice roll.
Ah, okay. I would say it's just about about 36 feet away.
All right, looks like I'm hopping for it.
Up with all your might.
I rolled a 6, so I got 36 feet.
Okay.
All right, so I hop right on up to it and enter rage.
All right, and you
Please
know what to
give me-
do.
Please give me explodies.
Give me that D8.
Explode.
What'd you roll?
Oh, okay, that's good too. I rolled a 1.
Aha. Shadowy tendrils lash around you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage. And you also gain 1d12 temporary hit points.
It's a good thing you moved 36 feet away from us.
Of choice.
It's of choice. It's of choice.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm hitting the frost giant with that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's before you're doing anything else. All right, so the frost
Yeah.
giant needs to make a Constitution save. And contrary to popular belief, they do not have resistance to necrotic damage. Oh. Yeah, no, he makes the save. So what does that do then? Let me see.
Nothing. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything if he makes it. But I do get 1d12 temporary hit points. Hang on. All right, I got 8 temporary hit points.
Excellent. So that'll take damage before anything else.
Right.
All right. All right. So that's anything else that you want to do then?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him.
Ah,
I'm gonna swing my axe at him. His knee or whatever I can reach. Ankles. I'm about to swing for ankles. I did not do very well.
what'd you roll?
Hang on.
You want to swing recklessly?
I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, do you not have that?
No, I maybe I do. Nah, I'm not going to that.
All right. So, I'm sorry. What did you roll?
All right, it's a 9 total.
Sorry, you misjudged where you were trying to take a chop, and you actually hit on the one piece of armor left on its boot.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Next on 15, Strix.
I will stay where I am, but I am going to walk over to Demetra, and I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder and sense the little bit of Feywild essence that I have gained at my level up by being so inspired by squeaks. So I'm going to use my Fey-touched feat to cast Heroism on you, Demetra, which means that you have you are imbued with bravery. You are immune to being frightened, and every round you gain temporary hit points equal to 4. So every round you basically top up back to 4, however many you lose. They don't stack, but at the start of each round you get 4 more.
All right, so the temporary hit points are flowing tonight.
Yeah, at the
Thank
start of each
you.
of your turns. Because I don't know if you're supposed to have 24 HP, but just in case you're not, you're getting extra.
Thank you. I'm probably not, but we haven't figured that out yet.
That is my action. Who is up after me in the initiative order?
That would be Selfless.
Okay. I will give Selfless Bardic Inspiration by also putting my hand on his shoulder and taking just a little bit of that essence of bravery that I'm giving to Demetra and just giving like a little spark of it to him as well.
All right, so and that is a D6 of Bardic Inspiration?
I do believe it's still a D6, yes.
All right. All right, so you'll have a D6 to add to your rolls should you need it. And is that it then?
That is it.
All right. And on 13, Salthus.
Sulfus will spread out somewhat to make sure that if this thing charges up and cleaves, it doesn't have an easy option. Nothing comes out of the pouch, nothing. He's not doing anything at first, but he's concentrating on this thing, on its face. And you can, if you're looking right at him, you see his eyes go dark for a minute, and he simply says, "Be blind," and casts blindness on it. So it needs to make a DC 14 Constitution save.
Okay. And a dirty 20.
Nothing happens. All right, resist the spell.
Excellent chance, though.
Mm.
Is there anything else that you wish to do?
Not this turn.
Okay. On 9, Daizira.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm just gonna pull out my short bow and shoot at it. If you have advantage. Okay, sweet. So we're gonna shoot my short bow. Does the 21 hit?
Oh, 21 will hit.
Okay. So that's 10 points of piercing damage, and then sneak attack damage because he's still.
There is melee combat going on.
So then another 4, so 14 total piercing damage.
Okay. Anything else that you want to do?
Nope. I'm just gonna hang out.
All right. Next on 8 is Demetra.
All right. How far away am I from the monster?
Everybody's about the same, like 36 feet roughly.
Okay. I am. I'm gonna run up to the monster and swing at it two-handed with my battle axe.
Okay.
18.
That hits.
Okay, and then help me out with this. I want to use Searing Smite.
Okay.
Do I roll I roll my damage, and then I roll for it's a 1d6 of fire damage. and they have to make a Constitution saving throw, or else if they are successful on the Constitution saving throw, then they put out the flame that will be coming at them.
Okay, so they have. All right, so roll the damage for the axe first.
All right, it's 1d10. Let's see. That is going to be an 8.
Okay.
And then for the Syrian Smite, that will be a 5 fire damage.
Okay. And now it has to make a Constitution save?
Yes.
$19.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Man.
This guy's rolling pretty good.
I mean, it is a giant. I imagine his constitution is also giant.
I'm also using these new sanguinary dice that were the subscribers bonus at D&D Beyond this month. So if you subscribe still right now, you can still get your hands on a wonderful bonus set of digital dice.
And they're squishy.
The squishy meat
They
dice.
are squishy.
Oh, that's nice.
So is there anything else that you want?
Good dice.
Is there anything else you want to do?
I have a
Okay.
question.
Yes.
I was stupid, and I thought cutting words couldn't affect saving throws, but it can. So, could I have cutting words against Selphus' spell save, or is that too late? Because I really thought it couldn't, and then I just Googled it and saw it in the description, and then I looked again at D&D Beyond, and suddenly the word saving throw had appeared in D&D Beyond. I think the Matrix broke in my brain, but you're saying no is fine. I'll just do better.
Well, it is a reaction. You can also I'll give you your choice. You can take Salthus's, or you can take.
I felt
Demetrius.
Salthus's was fairer because I don't remember what he rolled, so I don't know what I would need to roll for that. Because with Dimitri, I kind of do know. So it's you're not supposed to do it if you know the result. So I don't remember what I would need to roll because I think I would need to roll pretty high. I don't know.
You're going to need to roll high for
Both, I think.
either.
Yeah, I want to try for the blindness
Okay.
because it's a condition. And thank you very much.
Okay.
Don't fuck me. Wait, actually, don't fuck me, Starbuck. Okay, I rolled a 5 on a d6.
Okay, so that
You
is
subtract from the save. Watch it meet it now.
okay. What was the saving throw that it had to make, Salthus?
DC 14.
It still made it.
Oh, man.
I tried.
It's a good try. Good try.
Very
The
good
universe
try.
is still in balance. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry for interrupting. Thank you.
No problem. All right, Dimitri, is there anything else that you wanted to try? You can't pretty much move any place because you used up
Yeah,
all
I
your
used all
movement.
of my movement. Yeah, I will. No, that will be it. She tried two-handed to hit this thing with the battle axe, but apparently the flame that came from her axe was not strong enough to pierce through.
Okay. All right. So on 0, the giant goes. That was the one thing. It's like balance, because the giant's been rolling great on those saving throws on its initiative. Rolled a 1, and it has a -1 on initiative. So, all right. So let's see now. It will. Let's see who it will attack. All right, its first attack is going to go after Squeaks. However, Squeaks, I am going to give it disadvantage to hit you because you are so small compared to it. Because, I mean, it's huge. It's listed as a huge undead.
Hopefully he takes off his own toes.
Ever tried to hit an ant with a hatchet?
Well, he could just like, I don't know, like squish you under his boot or like kick you.
Be thankful that you got disadvantage because I rolled a nat 20
Oh,
for the die that I can't use with the disadvantage. As it is, all right, you will take 13 points of slashing damage, but
I'm resistant to slashing.
that's one thing. And you have temporary hit points from the spell from the wild magic.
Yes.
So 12 of that is gone right off the bat.
Wait, how much?
You took 13, right?
Yeah.
So 12 came off, and because you take half damage from it, you see the temporary hit points aren't treated the way your resistance is. It's just a straight takeoff.
Oh.
It subtracts temporary hit points, subtracts
only
that
had 8.
total. You don't take anything because half of 1 point is nothing as far as they're concerned. So the temporary hit points completely absorb that shot.
I only had 8 temporary hit points.
8? Okay, so then let me see. So then you would take 3 actual points of damage. No, 2 points of damage.
Okay.
So 2 whole hit points of damage you took. You got a scratch.
How'd he hit me?
Very carefully through the greatest of luck. Okay, and the second attack will be after Demetra.
Oh, is Demetra within 5 feet of me?
Yes.
I have Sentinel. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a creature other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack. So if it attacks Demetra, I can attack it.
Okay, and if you succeed, you will stop its attack.
I mean, I think
Wee Rabbit is
thank you in
stopping
advance,
it.
Squeak.
No, I don't think it stops the attack. I think it just like gives
I
you
think I can-
extra
It
punches.
doesn't
yeah.
stop the attack. It makes its motion 0.
yeah.
So it
So
couldn't
that's
move.
if I get an opportunity attack.
Okay, right.
This is just, I'm just dealing extra
Oh,
damage.
okay.
I'm taking a
Yeah.
pot shot.
So it's still gonna hit, but you can just hit.
You basically get like an opportunity attack because it is hitting someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
Focus on me!
So what'd you go ahead, roll.
Ooh, I didn't do too well. Oops. 12.
Just missed.
Oh.
I tried.
Okay, Dimitri, you take 11 points of slashing. But you do have how many temporary hit points?
5. I
5.
misread my charisma.
Okay, so you so that's only 6 actual hit points that you take.
And the 5 hit points will be back at the start of your next turn.
Okay, that's good to know.
As long as it doesn't punch me. Hard enough.
Okay, and let me see here. Okay, and that will be the end of its turn. And we're back up at the top. Danos.
Alrighty, my spiritual weapon is there. So I'm just let's see. So bonus action. I'm gonna move Or no, I'm not gonna move. Bonus action, I'm gonna swing with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do. That words are hard. Okay. Swinging. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, does a 25 hit?
That hits.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. All right, here comes that damage. Five force damage. I rolled a 1 on the D8.
What was that damage?
That was 5 force damage.
Okay.
And then
Everything counts.
for my action, because I finally read my features, I can cast spells through my duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame, since it's a cantrip, through
It's
my
amazing what
duplicate.
happens when you read the rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need a dexterity saving throw from Mr. Giant Man.
Oh, here you go. Now you're in a good spot.
Yeah. I don't imagine
Let's
he's got
roll
great
a
dex.
20. Every time Dragon says, yeah, this will work, it never works.
What did he need to roll?
DC 14.
Nope. With an 11, it fails.
Yes. All right, here comes that damage. That is going to be 7 radiant damage.
Okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Does
And
it
you
seem
notice-
to hit extra hard?
You do notice that it seems to do a little bit more damage. It actually is like visibly shaken by what is attacked.
That's what I was
By
hoping.
what's
So
attacked.
now that I've flung the flame at it, and I assume it's like it like reels back and like it realizes that it came from me, or that duplicate, me. I'm gonna move the me around to the other side of it, so maybe it'll turn around.
Okay.
But I want
Wanna
I
find
want
it?
my duplicate like right up against it, but like just on the other side of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't. The duplicate does not count for flanking.
Yeah. This is mostly for flavor.
That's fine. That's good. I'm just making sure everybody else was aware that duplicate doesn't count for flanking.
Good.
Alrighty then. Anything else that you want to do?
The real Danos is going to sit down. Just where he is. Just chill out. And just remain focused on the spells
Grab
that
his
are happening.
popcorn?
Yep. Just actually, no. Danos is there any cover near the real Danos?
There's actually a little bit more cover here than some of the other places that you've been, because there's actually a little bit of greenery around here. There's actually for some strange reason, there are some trees and bushes and whatnot.
Okay, can I find a tree and just like stand sideways against a tree behind a tree?
Give me a stealth check.
Okay. That's fair. Oh, I have disadvantage. Oh, good. This is gonna go great.
Can you give yourself a blessing or something?
I mean, I could if I had any action left, and that's a natural one.
As far as you know, you're hiding behind a tree.
Dope.
No
Can
one
I just
will
like
see me
can I
as-
just look over to him and just see him like just standing behind a tree that is way thinner than him?
He's like trying to match the branches.
Yeah, it's like one of those dead trees, but I'm a 7-foot-tall furbog, so I'm just like, I'm a tree.
You see nothing.
You
Fortunately,
don't see
I mean,
me.
even though you're a relatively slender furbog by most counts.
Yes, I'm
I
basically.
just see Strix looking at you so confused as
Yep.
to what you're doing.
Yeah, don't worry about what I'm doing, and that's the end of my turn.
It seems rather strange for a rather strange time for interpretive dance. Meanwhile,
gonna
you just
say-
hear
Yeah.
click.
Oh yeah, Agamemnon's still on my shoulder.
It'll help
And
us
this is
achieve
the
the
most
sky.
sarcastic click you've ever heard.
Yeah, I heard
Oh.
the disappointment in that clip.
Yeah.
I agree, Agamemnon. I agree.
Yeah, that's enough out of you. All right, I'm passing my turn. Get out of my turn.
Stop looking at me.
Okay.
Stop looking at me.
Squeaks.
Ow. They cheek
Damn.
hurt. I'm gonna swing my axe.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna go for reckless attack.
Well, you know what? Belabor that. I'm going to backtrack something for you. As of right now, you have advantage attacking this thing. If this thing's got disadvantage trying to attack you, you should have advantage attacking it.
Okay.
Because you are petite.
All right, I won't be too reckless then. I'll just aim for the feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Just aim for the part you can reach.
Shush. I got 18.
18 hits.
Yes. Okay. Finally hit the darn thing. All right. Didn't roll very good damage. 14 total damage.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna scream as many insults as I can think of at it.
Okay.
In what language?
All of them. Actually, wait. I only know like 3. I know 2. I'm gonna start screaming Dwarvish insults at it. I know Dwarvish. I'm gonna start screaming in Dwarvish.
It actually rears back because it understands Dwarvish.
Yep.
And I am not using pretty language.
You have offended
Oh.
him.
You're giving me an idea.
Oh,
All right. That was. Is there anything else you want to do, Squeaks?
no, that's all I can do.
Okay. On 15, Strix.
I would like to walk 20 feet forward so that in my next turn I can decide whether or not to get closer to it. So that I'm still like 11 feet away from it. Just in case it can swing 10 feet, I don't want to be in that range. Is that okay?
Give me a wisdom save, please.
No. Why? That's not good. That's never good. +0. Great. A 14.
You felt the momentary urge to rush forward and attack this thing. And then all of a sudden you calmed down and went back to your original decision. Your initial drive was to attack. All of a sudden you had a strong urge to rush forward to attack this.
Oh. Okay. I think I understand. But I'm computing. Okay. 6 seconds. That threw me off so bad.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. I can make this work. I'm gonna take that in stride, and I'm going to channel that into giving Demetra bardic inspiration and saying, I think this would be an excellent time for one of those divine smites of yours. You have a d6 to add to your stuff now. 2, because like
Nice.
radiant damage seemed to be doing well, and and as my action, I would like to build up on the string of dwarvish curses that Squeaks is throwing its way, and I would like to make them even more creative and spin them into a vicious mockery.
All right. What does it have to do?
It has to make a wisdom saving throw against 15.
Oh, I think you've got a pretty good chance here. Oh, yes. A 7.
It will have disadvantage on its next attack roll against anything, and it takes... Wait, I rolled a 4 on my actual die, but I need to see if I add something to that. It will take 4 psychic damage on top of that.
Okay. And
that
it
is all
looks
I can
even
do.
more insulted and angry now.
And then
Although
I
it goes,
will
it's like,
start,
and it raises one clawed hand to its head.
I do this. I also would like to... Can I determine whether that urge was external or internal? Like if someone was doing a spell thing at me, or if it was a
It came from within.
Memory. Oh
it
God. Yeah,
came
that's
from
what I
within.
thought. Okay. Sure, that's all I can do. Thank you.
All of a sudden, it was like something started humming and like putting you in that direction, and then it stopped. You were able to shake it off, saying, no, what am I thinking? No, stop. Okay. On 13, Salthus.
All right. You gotta be kidding me.
You see tons of chunks of this thing's armor have already fallen off. It's
Salthus, you have inspiration.
It's not going to help with what I just rolled. I can tell you that.
What are you trying to do?
He took out the diamond that he uses for chromatic orb.
Okay.
Had a red light going. Fired it and missed. I guarantee you, because he rolled a total of 8.
And what do you have with the Bardic Inspiration? What is it?
The Bardic Inspiration is only a D6.
I'll tell you right now. You would
still going to miss even at max. I think.
Going to miss it. I'm sorry.
So I'm not burning it. I didn't figure it was. So it ducked out of the way just in time for a firebolt to go past its head. Unfortunately.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Curse at it for resisting all his spells so far.
Okay. On 9, Dizera.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to shoot it. Does a 14 hit it?
It hits.
Yes. So that's 8 damage with my short bow.
Okay.
And then another 3 damage with sneak attack.
All right, so 11 piercing.
11 piercing.
Okay, this thing is still up, but it's now got like 2 arrows sticking right out of its face.
One of them is in its knee.
Oh, one of it's in its knee. Okay.
Because it had to take an arrow to the knee.
Ah! Cue the Wilhelm scream. Okay, and is that it? No
yeah,
movement or
that's it.
bonus actions?
I don't have anything I want to do. Like, I'm hanging out in the back. Like, I don't have anything that would help anybody.
Can you bonus action hide to get advantage? So you could roll a nat 20 more easily or something? Somewhere, maybe?
Not really.
I think she already has advantage.
You can
'cause-
do that, but you can hide. That doesn't mean you'd automatically have advantage on the next attack necessarily.
Yeah, only if it's successful, but, might help.
Yeah.
All right, so then that will be the end of 9. So on 8, Demetra.
All right. Demetra is going to try to hit this thing two-handed with her battle axe again. Let's see. 8.
You do have the Bardic Inspiration that you can roll.
Okay, here we go.
You just want to roll really, really well. It's up to you. I'll tell you that.
4.
So a total of 12. And unfortunately, that does not.
Okay.
So the good news is you won't waste the Divine Smite because you wouldn't need to use that unless you hit.
No.
So-
Really wanted to hit, though. So she just swings and misses. He dunks out of the way.
Okay. So next on 0.
It has disadvantage on its first attack roll.
Yes.
And if it hits anyone but me, I hit it.
Oh, also, Lydia, your 5 temp HP recharge.
Okay. So it is going to attack. Let's see. It has 3 possibilities. And it is going to take a swing at Squeaks.
Come at me!
And with the disadvantage, it rolled a dirty 20.
A rude.
It came at you. Yes.
Yeah. It listened.
And that will do 15 slashing points. But that will be halved because of raging, so you're only going to take 7.
Oh.
And second attack. It's going to try to attack you once again.
No.
Well, I doubt a 12 hits.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so that gets missed, and then all of a sudden it starts looking around and looking at what it assumes is this furbolt, and you see these cold blue glows emanating from its eye sockets, and this white beam shines down at Danos. And you see that the area around the duplicate completely frozen and covered in ice.
Does that count as it making an attack?
That is that's more like a
I believe an attack is classified
Yeah,
if it has to make an
that's
attack
not
It
an
has
roll.
an
This
attack
is-
roll.
he
Yeah.
the character would need to roll a dexterity roll.
Got it.
The only
Okay.
dexterity save for this. It's an area of effect basically.
All right.
So that's not technically an attack.
So, in reaction to that happening, as you know, the thing dissipates and it's all frozen around me, my illusion's gonna be like, oh no, oh it hurts, and as I'm doing this, I'll just look over and say, "You're welcome, everyone."
Okay, so that's its turn. And on 21 Danos, what are you doing?
Okay, yeah, so duplicate's definitely staying right there. Okay, I want this thing to remain focused on me, because that looks like it would hurt my friends. So, Squeaks, how are you looking, wounds-wise?
Little owl.
Little ow? Like, I need healing ow, or...
Like I'm down. I have lost almost a quarter of my health.
Got it. Okay, so not quite...
I do not desperately need healing.
Copy that. Okie dokie. I'm
The
gonna
only other
make...
person that's near there is Demetra.
How are you looking, Demetra? You looking alright?
I'm good now that I have these 5 temporary hit points back. So
Cool.
I'm okay.
All right. Bonus action. Attack with the spiritual weapon. Nope, not with disadvantage. There we go. That was not what I meant to roll. Sorry. That was the damage if I hit.
Okay.
Sorry about that. There we go. That's what I meant to roll. So that's a 19 to hit.
Yep.
So that's 12 force damage. With my barbed feather.
Okay. You actually managed to chop off one of this thing's arms.
Yes.
So it is now only wielding its axe with one hand.
Awesome. And then I think for my action, well, I'm gonna Sacred Flame it again.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw, and this is coming from the duplicate.
Using men's disarming wit wasn't enough.
No.
What does it have to roll?
Dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Nope.
Failed?
Yep. With a 9.
Yes. Yes. That is 7 radiant damage again.
Okay. This thing is you shot into it and it tries to block it, and because it messed up so bad, it hits its own face so hard that half of the jaw comes unhinged.
Love it. Love it. Could I find upon realizing that Agamemnon is not satisfied with my current hiding place, could I use my movement to find a better hiding place?
Sure.
Okay. Can I make another stealth check then?
Yep.
Okay. I find a big rock. This is public, and it's going to be a disadvantage because I forgot again. Double 19s. That's a 21 stealth check.
Okay. So all of a sudden, it's like Agamemnon is just sitting on a rock.
Yes, I love it. And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Squeaks.
Whack it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Clear and to the point.
I mean, I'm a barbarian. What else am I supposed to do? I got a dirty 20.
You hit.
Heck yeah. All right. Oh, I rolled the 12 on a d12, and I have a plus 7, including rage. So that is 19 total damage.
You take a chop at this thing's ankle because that's all you can really reach. And you see the ankle smash. And you actually manage to push the foot away, disconnecting the boot, what's left of the boot and all. And the shin bone just falls right down onto the ground. And then it just seems to set up a domino effect, and it completely collapses. And you scream to everybody, "Get away!" as it comes crashing down right literally on top of you all. And it is ended.
Woo! Good job, Squeaks.
I got
Nice.
the kill.
Yeah, you did.
And because it took damage from radiant damage, it will not be popping back up in any amount of time. So you have defeated this huge beast. Let me see here. So you're now out of combat. What do you wish to do?
Anything useful we can harvest from a giant skeletal frost giant?
Give me a quick intelligence check with advantage, Southus.
Okay. The advantage is nice, 19.
Okay. Do you have access to the spell Reconstitute? That's a harvesting spell.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No. I
You
have the
are aware of
harvesting
a
hands. That's it.
Okay, you are aware of a spell that can basically reconstitute the remnants of a creature. In this case, though, since this is an undead, it would not work. You also get the idea, too, that generally speaking, skeletons are pretty much like any type of skeleton is pretty much without anything really harvestable, nothing of any worth really that's used. I mean, because they're desecrated bones, basically, for one thing.
Yeah.
And Yeah, no, that was pretty much it. I mean, other than what it, does anybody want to check out the remains?
No. Not me. I don't want anything to do with that.
I would like to, if no one else will.
Undead are gross.
So Diazira is gonna go. She's gonna stay in the back and she's gonna yell, "Are we sure that thing's not gonna get up?"
I'll poke it with my arm blade.
Which is starting to fit as you take it out. You notice that it's fading blue.
It's
not
fading
getting up.
away?
The blue is fading away.
Okay, I'll hold it up. I think this is as much of a confirmation as we can get.
Kind of nods. Puts her bow away.
Okay, give me an investigation, please.
Might I give Strix guidance through my duplicate?
Okay.
My duplicate walks up, touches you on the shoulder, and then just...
Thank you. Ooh, pretty good, pretty good. So that's plus a d4.
Okay, you
Right?
do.
25.
Okay, you come across that it did seem to have a rather large, well, it's in scale, pouch on attached to the back of its belt. Let me see here. Surprisingly, the pouch is in good shape. It's not as rotted as the rest of the leather work that this thing had on it.
Interesting. I will
Sleeping bag for Danos?
take it. Might be a magical bag.
You also, are you going to examine it to see if there's anything inside?
I will, cautiously.
Roll percentiles, please.
All right. Okay, I'm holding my hands up. I could take a picture of this. 99.
Okay.
D100s are my best friend.
That's either
For some
real
reason.
good or real
Wait.
bad.
I can actually show you, I think. There. 9 and the 90. There you go. They're green, so it's hard to see with the green screen on.
Okay. On the inside, like I said, this is a rather large pouch in scale.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, you find that there are 3 different items in here. One is a very shiny, silvery, what looks like a bust of the god Bahamut, the dragon god Bahamut.
Okay.
You also find a miraculously intact vase
All right.
and a small brass statue of what looks like a hag.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Oh. My inner loot goblin versus Strix are like at war right now. But probably gonna end up giving all of this away. My players are actually scared of me rolling D100s because this always happens. I either roll under a 5 or above a 90.
Those are some special dice you have.
It's different dice every time. That's the bad thing.
Oh, it's your innate ability.
Okay, give me Give me a roll on another D100,
Okay.
100, please.
Okay, watch me refute my own statement now. $98.
She took that speak with dice spell.
I can't make this up.
Inside,
Yes.
inside, you find what looks like a small case, a small ebony wood case. And it is small, meaning it's small to for yourselves.
Oh, so it would be like holding it like this for him?
Yeah. In fact, there's a couple
Interesting.
of bones in here as well, so it might have been something that came off of a poor individual that he had just chucked in his pouch at
Right.
one point for a snack, and then became a skeleton before he could have a snack. So then what was in the pouch became a skeleton too.
And the
So was
pouch
that just like the
itself-
frost giant version of forgetting your food in the microwave?
Yeah.
Selfish.
This was a cold pocket.
I found some interesting items. Perhaps the rest of us could take some time to recover while you and I take a look at them and see what they are. They're all, well, most of them are strangely well preserved for the environment.
Yeah, if we've got a second to take a breather, that would be a-okay by me as I come out from behind a tree.
Because I can ritual cast Identify now, but it takes a minute, so like we could tandem it and get it done if you also can.
If I had a pearl, I could.
Right. I forgot about that. Damn it.
As you come out from behind, like the mostly dead tree, Daisy just kind of chuckles. She's just.
Squeaks is actually going to go talk to Danos.
Well, since we are not capable of acquiring pearls, can we just roll Arcana checks for them?
And certainly see if it's magical.
Yeah. Attuning to something technically also identifies it, but that's dangerous.
I'll walk up to them and using my Furbolg ability, I will cast Detect Magic.
Well, the only thing that seems to be glowing at the moment from what she pulled out of the pouch, there's a glow coming from within the little case.
Mm-hmm. So the statues are just that, like statuettes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so these here are creepy. That's the only magical thing.
Wait, what's magical? The box is magical?
No, there's the little glow that he sees magic.
No, I was
emanating
asking.
from.
I was asking in character.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I believe whatever inside the box, because it's a little dim, but I'm sure if you open the box, whatever inside is probably magical.
Mm-hmm.
The statues are just creepy statues.
Okay.
Let's open the
Well-
box then.
Distribute that amongst yourselves as you wish. I think they would sell for some value. I will take like 10 steps back from the rest to open it just in case it like explodes. I don't want to save what's inside for myself. I just don't want us all to be gathered around something that might do something.
Inside, you find a wand.
Oh. Does it have any inscriptions on it that might point us at like what it can do?
It's a handy shop label.
Well, you know, if there's like runes that you carve into something for fire and runes that you carve into something for, I don't know.
It's a wand made of cast iron. It has an ebony handle, and instead of straight, it's actually like a little twisted, almost like say like the support columns on like a cast iron railing might be. So it's a little wrought that way, and it has a dull. It's not even pointed. It has a dull end to it.
With a little sticker on it that says, "Keep out of reach of children."
Thanos, what kind of school of magic
Made in
are you seeing?
Hogoon.
Let me see here. And what kind of school of magic was that, dragon?
Enchantment.
Enchantment. It appears to be of the enchantment variety.
Okay, I will walk back to the rest and put the box in front of them on the ground so everyone can see without touching it. It seems to be a wand of some sort. I cannot say that I've ever seen anything like it before.
Have any of us seen anything like this wand?
You can all give an Arcana check.
Come on, dice, make a liar out of me. Do it.
Solthus definitely hasn't.
21.
Does everyone make one?
Anybody? Yeah, sure. And all of you can make one.
6.
20.
17.
13.
Actually, now that I say that.
It seems a little familiar. It doesn't seem. It's certainly not a very grand wand. There's no discernible marks on it, like showing like fire or lightning. Did anybody roll? What did it? Who rolled a 21? Somebody
Me.
rolled a 21. Was that
And
was that
Dennis
a
got
nat
a
20 or
20.
dirty?
That was a 15 plus 6.
Okay.
And then mine was a 19 plus 1. So 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually leveled up my int last
All right.
level up.
You seem to recall, Danos, you seem to recall Vogrun talking about this. I was taking other things into account too, based on some of your taskmasters and whatnot. You seem to recall Vogrun actually using something like this on one occasion. Even though he is a paladin, he was able to use this. It reminds you very much of his own Wand of the War Mage.
Right. I've seen Volgrun use this before. I believe it acts as sort of a spell focus, but more than a spell focus, it's more of like a magnifying glass. So let me see. Picture your magic is the sun. The wand is a magnifying glass. It makes it hurt more. It makes your spells stronger.
No, actually, I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay.
You actually gain a +2 bonus to spell attacks.
That's essentially what I was getting at,
Yeah.
just in Danos. I
And in
believe.
addition, you ignore half cover when making an attack.
Oh Jesus! I believe this has Southis written all over it.
It does. I do not make any spell attacks.
Yeah,
Give-
I've never seen its like, but I'm certainly willing to try it.
Give it a whirl.
It seems like something for arcane casters, so that's us two, and you are the only one of us that does make any spell attacks.
Give it a whirl that direction.
Certainly.
That direction.
Yeah.
Away.
You may need to sit with it for an hour first before you can give it a whirl. I'm unsure.
Does it require attunement?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, right. So we'll take a break and we'll revisit this after our break. And we take a short rest? Question mark?
Thank you, Denos.
You're quite
Yeah.
welcome.
Yes, you can take a short rest. That's not a problem at all.
Oh, bless.
I would like to sit down and like concentrate very deeply on that like sense I got and see if there's any like anything, any memory, anything connected to it. Because like it was like a flash. I'm gonna try to recall how it felt, where it came from, is in my body or my head. I don't know. Just throwing things out there.
I'll tell you that you felt it come over your whole body. It's like
My purpose.
yeah, kind of like you needed to go and attack this thing. And then all of a sudden something just pulled you back.
Interesting.
All right, so you know what? Let's actually go ahead and take our break as well. So when we come back from break, you'll have had your short rest. If there's anything else that you want to touch down on during that time, we can do that right as soon as we get back. So it's just about 20 after now. So figure we'll be back about 8:35 Eastern time. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so friends and fiends, don't go nowhere. We'll see you on the other side. Well, hello, friends and fiends. We are back. Well, most of us are back. Our archaeologist will return momentarily. Now, we just finished off a lovely battle. So let me see. You were going to all be taking a short rest. Up and we are now complete once more. So you were taking a rest. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do during that rest?
I'm gonna go talk to Danos for a bit.
Right. Danos is sitting on a log, just taking a breather, centering himself.
Alright, Squeaks is gonna walk up to you and just like hop up on the log as best he can, because it might be just a bit shorter than him.
Love it.
And so he's gonna sit next to you and say, "I think I owe you an apology.
Yeah?
I've been calling you a coward for a while, haven't I?"
I mean, yes, you have, but I also think that that word is often misunderstood.
Well, see, I saw that trick that you pulled with the thing. I'm not sure that was actually you, but I know you did something.
I did, yes.
And I know that if you hadn't done something, that ice thing might have been aimed at me or at Demetra. So I'm sorry about calling you a coward. And at the same time, thank you for being a bit of a coward, because maybe sometimes it's the right thing to do.
I appreciate that, Squeaks. That means a lot. Yeah.
Don't let it go to your head. Click.
I don't believe this conversation was directed at you, Agamemnon. You're growing on me, but watch it.
Opinions. Click.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
He's growing on you. I thought he was just sitting on you.
We have a complicated relationship.
Wait, I thought he wasn't sentient. Does he have personal opinions?
He can adapt. He has said in other conversations that he is trying to learn certain things.
Yeah.
And that he does have a bit of an adaption module, although not
Right.
truly emotions.
Yeah.
It might say something about Danos that one of the first things he is learning is how to be sassy.
That makes sense. That tracks. But yeah, I'm a bit of an opportunist, and the thing about being an opportunist is it's best not to be where the danger is. So, but I appreciate that, Squeaks. I really do.
Yeah. I tend to just go rushing in head first because, I'll be honest, whacking these is one of the few things I'm actually good at, so I just kind of go for that as my default.
I'll get that. We all got to play to our strengths.
Yeah. And
Well,
I underestimated yours. I'm sorry.
Well, just know that I prepared something today that could be quite beneficial to you. But I prepared it with you in mind. Min saw fit to bless me with sort of a gift. So we'll see. We'll see if I get to give you that gift.
Thanks, Danos.
Yeah. And I guess we continue our short rest.
We're just gonna sit here.
Yeah.
All right, so you're sitting down, resting and recuperating for about an hour or so. Does anybody want to use a hit die to heal or anything?
Oh, I mean, I want to appraise things.
You want to appraise things.
I want to use my historical knowledge on the spooky statues.
Okay, well you got a bust of Bahamut, a statue of a hag, and a rather nice vase.
And an ebony box.
And the ebony box that held the wand.
I mean, I kind of want to look at all of them.
Okay. So
I'm sitting there for an hour, like.
All right. Give me a history check with advantage.
And guidance.
And guidance?
If Dragon will allow it, then guidance. All right.
All right. So an 18, not including guidance. I don't remember what guidance does for me.
What does guidance do again? It gives a...
You get to roll a d4 and add it to an ability check.
Sweet.
Or attack roll, I think. But
okay, so now that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
For the history check.
Okay. Each of them are only worth about 25 draconians. But the vase, you notice, is about 100 years old. And you think that it's kind of peculiar that it was able to stay intact.
Who made it?
It is a ceramic vase of dwarf make.
Okay. So as she's looking at stuff, she's like holding the statue. So what races made the statues? Is it all dwarven or is it?
The hag statue is kind of confusing. You're not sure necessarily what culture might have made it. Certainly nothing elvish that you've encountered before. It might be from someplace else where certain cultures that you might not have heard of or discovered or seen evidence of on Firth.
Okay. And the Bahamut statue?
The Bahamut is definitely elven make.
Okay. So she picks up the Bahamut statue and she's like, okay. Elvish, maybe 20, 25. Kind of sets it to the side.
It's made of a low grade silver.
Okay. And she picks up the hag statue and she's like,
intrinsically it's basically made of bronze. Intrinsically you figure it to be worth about 25, but even though you can't quite put your finger on who might have made it.
Yeah. And she's just kind of looking at it and turning it around. This is, I mean, the bronze casting is nice. Like it's a nice, I don't know where this one came from.
DM?
Yes.
Is this hag statue like a full-size statue? Like the size of a humanoid type statue?
It's actually a little bit taller than Dysera.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm standing next to it looking at it then, if they're big statues.
How detailed is this statue?
It has a base. It's made of bronze. It is not made of stone.
Okay. That was my question. I was like, is this a hag that just got fleshed to stoned? Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Nope.
So never mind.
It is indeed a manufactured statue.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm not holding them. I'm kind of walking around them because I'm assuming both the statues are like my height.
The bust is what you would normally see, like on like somebody's desk or something.
Okay, so that one's small, but the hag statue is.
The head on the Bahamut statue actually folds back, and there's a button underneath it.
Okay.
It's an inside joke for People old enough to get it, I guess.
And then,
As opposed to a bust of Will Shakespeare.
yeah.
I think it only works if we're in a library with some bookcases that can
Yeah.
pull open to reveal two poles.
Yep.
So she goes, I don't know who made this one. It's a nice bronze, again, worth about 20-25, but I don't know who made it. And that kind of makes me uncomfortable. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, ma'am. Okay. So then she picks up the vase. Is the vase the same size as me? Or is it something that I can like actually hold?
It's something that you can actually hold. This is a normal, like a relatively average sized vase.
Okay, so it's still big to me, but okay, so she's looking at the vase. Wow, this is whoa. So this is really old. Like almost a century old. And dwarvish make. How did it not get broken?
Does it have any cracks?
None that you can see.
Sus.
This is
Perhaps it was just very lucky.
How
Or
long does
perhaps
your
there's
detect
something more
magic
to it.
last, Danos?
I believe it's 10 minutes.
Okay, so going by game terms and everything, it lasts a little while. I'm going to say you happen to look over and you see that even though the outside of that pouch isn't radiating anything, you see a faint glow coming from within.
I'm gonna walk over to the glow. Is it in the giant pouch?
Yes.
I'm gonna sort of lift up the giant pouch and look inside.
The inside is glowing. You can't see the glow on the outside, but you can see it on the inside.
I'm gonna just
With what?
wave my hand around inside.
Janos, what are you doing?
Oh, one second. I found something peculiar.
In what sense?
What happens before I answer this question?
Nothing happens. Your hand does not disappear or anything. You do touch what is like the cloth inside of it, though, and it's extremely soft.
Well, what? Also, before I answer this question, what school of magic was it?
This is evocation.
Evocation. Okay.
Why?
Yep, I am intensely confused.
I believe it is. Let me double check here.
Evocation is like fireballs and stuff.
Okay.
Extremely soft sounds very creepy in this context.
I'm sorry, abjuration.
Ew.
Not evocation, abjuration. Sorry, wrong name popped up on the table.
Ew. So there appears to be some abjuration magic coming off the inside of this bag.
Which abjuration magic is protective spells.
Interesting. Does this look like any sort of magical item I've ever seen, ever? I'm willing to take a disadvantage Arcana check if...
Yeah, take a disadvantage Arcana check.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing.
Public. Disadvantage. Yep, that's a full.
You've never seen anything like it in your life.
Wonderful. And you said I already touched the side that was glowing, right?
Right.
And
On the
it's-
inside, it's a very soft. It's incredibly soft on the inside.
It's the entire inside?
Yeah. It's this it's kind of like a satin. It's like a white satin.
Okay. I'm gonna go all the way inside the bag.
You can
Uh,
actually fit inside this bag.
I'll
I
go
was
after him and
kidding
hold it
about the
open for
sleeping
him.
bag, for heaven's
Yeah.
sakes.
I'm just testing it on for size, and I put it down. What happens?
Watch it be a
You
bag
Also,
of
is that-
borrowing.
You
Also-
feel very safe and secure.
Okay. It's quite warm in here. It's very soft.
Okay. Should I perhaps spend an hour with it to see if it reveals any properties after that time?
If you want to.
Okay. I'll try to attune to it. Just gonna do it. Fuck it. I'm in the middle of an existential, possibly midlife crisis. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, considering you don't know how long you've been alive.
Yeah, I don't know when
you
my
don't know
midlife
if it's a
crisis
midlife
is,
crisis.
so I'm in Schrodinger's midlife crisis forever. Until I die.
Okay. It you stay studying it and focusing it on the hour, going the whole inner peace, inner peace, but nothing seems to come to you.
Okay. So it's not an attuned item.
Nope. Meanwhile, Danos has fallen blissfully asleep inside this pouch.
That tracks.
As far as I can tell, it just seems to be a magical, soft pouch.
Yo, what was that?
As far as I can tell, it just seems to be a magical, soft pouch.
An enormous magical soft pouch.
I would very much like to take this with us.
I'm
Wear
unsure
it as a
if we
backpack.
can.
You're
How-
probably the only one who could realistically wear this as a backpack.
Me?
Yes.
Okay,
We
okay.
fold it up and put it in my bag.
Oh, right, you have a bag of holding. I was like, what? You're a halfling.
Southis, right away, your mind goes to
Don't do that. Don't put that in your bag of holding just until we identify it. Actually,
just-
Danos, turn the bag upside down and shake it. See if anything else comes out.
All right.
Anything?
nope, nothing falls out.
Can you invert it? Turn it inside out?
Oh, God.
It takes a little bit of doing because it's not really.
Yeah, I'll
'cause
help out.
Oh, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
inverting a
It's-
tent.
Right.
It's made of. It's also made of like leather on the outside and everything. So it's a little bit hard to do, but you can get like halfway turned out. Nothing happens.
Love it. Love it.
Just in case it has any properties like your bag of holding, putting one inside the other can be extraordinarily dangerous.
No crossing the streams kind of a situation.
Yes.
You don't want to fold space in folded space. It's hard to describe. Can you imagine putting a hole inside of a hole? If not, neither can the universe. It tends to cause problems.
Although I have seen exceedingly foolhardy groups of adventurers try to utilize this capability as weaponry, 80% of the time it did not end well for anyone involved, but it was certainly creative.
I am concerned.
I have read many reports in my work at the agency. Perhaps
Alright.
that would have been more interesting to tell instead of conversational prompts.
Remind me after we're off stream. I have a story to tell you about a bag of holding inside of another bag of holding.
Uh-oh.
Anyways.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can easily wear this as a backpack, Dennis. So go on.
Yeah, all right.
Magical clothing tends to change size to
Yeah.
to fit the person wearing it. I'm curious to see if that becomes more comfortable as we go.
Well, while
That's
it's
why
still
I tried to attune to it to see if it would do that.
while it's still big, I will put my existing bag inside of this much larger bag.
Safe enough.
And then I'll put the much larger bag on my back.
Okay. You close the bag up and you put it
Yep.
on your back. Give me a perception check with
Oh.
advantage.
Oh. Ho, ho, ho. With advantage.
All the advantages.
Oh, a 10.
You hear no rummaging around inside the bag.
I'll open the bag back up.
Oh, you see it in there, right where you put it.
Oh, well, that's weird. I'll close it.
Oh, nothing shaking around if you close it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Zero goes, wait, we need to put the other things back in your bag.
Oh, right. All right. And I
Curious if you notice the weight putting them back in.
I will wear it as they're putting the stuff back in. Does it get heavier?
It does until you close it.
Oh. This is a strange sensation. I know there's an awful lot of things in here, but now, does he open the bag back up?
And you feel
She's
it's
like-
starting to get a little bit heavier.
Close it! Oh, it's fine now. Apparently, once it's closed, I can't feel anything that's in it, and also, none of the stuff jingles around.
Interesting.
Can
Could
someone
you
taller-
breathe while you were inside of it?
He never
Yes.
closed it.
No, he pulled it up on himself. He was able to open it again, though. It didn't like seal up or anything, and he was able to
Oh.
breathe.
Nice. You
Can
could
someone
smuggle a whole
taller do
party
that
in
next
there.
time?
Hmm?
Like, not me, please.
You probably had to crawl all the way up me.
Yeah.
Love it.
Phrasing.
Whatever.
Oh, what a tall tree that is.
I said what I said. Anyways, we move on.
All right.
I believe we're at the entrance of.
Well, some climbing to do, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
There are natural stairs that will take you about a half an hour to climb up to get to the entrance to the dungeon. And as I said, South, as you said, you noticed that it's a lot taller climb than you've certainly done in the numerous times that you've been in this dungeon.
It always has looked like a mountain, but now it actually seems to bear resemblance to one.
So, okay. All right. So, everybody just give a basic dexterity check, please, as you're climbing.
Basic
I got a
check,
nat
basic
one.
result. Oh,
22.
11.
Okay.
Don't we still have like inspiration that you could use, Squeaks?
No,
Did you use it already?
I didn't get it.
Yeah, you did. We
Yeah,
all
you
did.
did.
At
Oh,
Everybody
you
got
got
it for everybody
the
got
end
it
of
for last
last,
week.
everybody got one.
Oh, the point of inspiration. Yeah, I have it.
Oh, and that one's a reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, DM inspiration is a reroll. It's the bardic inspiration. That's the
That's the
adding
bonus. Yeah.
numbers.
Oh, hey, I actually did okay. All right, 18.
All right.
There
Did
you
did anybody roll under a 10?
That would be Danos. I rolled a 6.
Can I, with my 22, kind of like compensate and help him?
Before you even get to do that,
Just let me die.
Agamemnon, you feel Agamemnon's claws dig into your shoulders.
Ow, 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 ow,
And
ow, ow,
he starts flapping his wings and rights you back up so you don't lose your balance.
Oh. Thank you, but also ouch.
You don't take any damage. It just hurt a little bit. But
Yeah.
honestly, be more careful. Click.
Noted.
Is there something like weird with the stairs or like
It's just that it's very steep in some spots, and you're climbing natural stairs. There's like no railing or handholds.
They're uneven. They're
Yeah. It's basically climbing up the side of the mountain. It's not like a carved. It's been like naturally worn away over years of people climbing up and down this way.
More of a jagged, slightly symmetrical hill.
Yeah.
I would just in case like to be around the front and cast a light cantrip on like my arm blade so that I can make sure we see everything well, because it's kind of dim around here usually. Just for extra safety.
Well, it is still the same. It's the same eternal twilight here.
Yes.
Just because like some of the landscaping seems to have changed to have been somewhat similar to the surroundings of Ravensfjord. But the lighting, the general light, is pretty much here. The clouds are still far up enough. It's the clouds with all the weird, wonderful energy are still well above you all.
It's just like now that it's important that we have the right footing the whole time, I just wanted to make sure we had like a little bit of extra
Okay.
light. But it's the drift globe I see now, so it's not my arm blade. I actually just pop out the drift globe.
Right, we make our way up towards the entrance.
Okay. So about
As we're going up, by the way, I am watching for traps on the stairs,
okay. You
just in case.
Thank you.
even with your even with your passive perception, and you know your delving skills and everything, adding to that.
So my passive perception, by the way, is a 21.
Hmm?
My passive perception.
Oh,
is a
that's right,
21.
because you took the observant feat. That's right. That's right. I did fail to mention at the beginning. I think that our friends leveled up to level 4 at the end of last episode, and we did roll up their extra hit points, and then they each went about picking what they were going to do, whether it was going to be getting a feat or going just with the basic ability increases. And you should be able to see that with the D&D Beyond interface on the stream. At least if you're watching the stream live, you'll be able to use the D&D Beyond.
We've been
Plug in.
mentioning feats that we have now, like Sentinel and Fey Touched, but we never said we're level 4.
Yep. So
I am totally turning on the overlay extension now.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
All right, so so with that passive perception, you don't see anything out of the ordinary, other than just in some spots might be a little bit more worn away than others.
Can I like warn people of where steps are weird so that we don't have Danos falling down the stairs again?
As you specifically target Danos, yes, you can do that easily. All right, so about a half hour total. You get up to the entryway. And over the arch is a familiar phrase. It says,
Speak, friend, and enter.
no,
Dang.
it says, the raven's eye is watching eternally.
To my knowledge, no one has yet figured out what the hell that means.
Does it mean anything to me besides knowing that it exists?
Go ahead and give me.
I'm trying to get more tuned into my instincts, so I'm questioning everything now.
Go ahead and give a history check.
Okay. All right. Come on, expertise. Okay, that is a natural 1.
You
So
don't
a 9. but an
You don't seem to recall any entry in any log, any place about the Ravensfjord dungeon and the phrase that's overhead the door.
Huh. Has this always been here?
It's always been here when I have entered this dungeon.
Oh.
You've been coming to the dungeon for at least 2 years.
This like unfamiliar feeling of not knowing something, but like being kind of embarrassed about it comes over me for a second. Just move on. Yeah. I don't usually feel uninformed when I should be informed. I didn't read my files correctly, damn it.
I believe this is my 6th trip into this dungeon. Coming at it from the other direction, however.
Anything we should know before we enter?
Numerous things. It's a very full space. Unlike the temple we left before, there are not large areas of solid walls, so far as we can tell. The walls are 5, occasionally 10 feet thick, but there's something on the other side of the wall almost the entire time. As we've mapped it, it's been filling a circular space. It fills the peak, effectively, beneath the Raven's Crown, which you can sort of see above us.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How long before this dungeon goes to wherever we assume it pops out on the other side?
I believe we were thinking 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
We are on the 40th day, so approximately 60 days. No, sorry, approximately 50 days.
Sounds like we've got some time to, shall we say, blaze a trail?
Do. However, since we do have that time, perhaps Salthus and I should make sure each of us have a copy of your latest version of the map before we go in.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case.
That would be quite helpful.
The last time I was in here, I was also trying out my system of marking at important junctures. We'll see if those have persisted.
Perhaps we can include potential marks on the map.
So here's a question. Did I, in fact, bring a map of the Ravensfjord dungeon with me?
Yes, you brought copies of you. They're among some of the things you keep with you at all times. Your maps,
Fair
because
enough.
these are maps that you yourself made. So you have the map that you put together of the first level, which took at least 2 of the trips.
Mhm.
Fortunately, the Ravensfjord dungeon is one of the more stable and one of the most frequently transported. So every 6 months, you get to spend up to 15 days exploring it.
So far as I'm aware, I am also not the only. Mine was not the only team that would delve this one, since it was so frequent. You'd have groups going in together and splitting up. So we tended to cross-reference each other's mapping. I do wonder what Ignis would think seeing it from this side. Assuming the arrogant prat had actually survived this far.
I am curious about the fact that it says the Raven is watching. Has anyone ever explored the actual Raven's Crown, and is there a Raven imagery there?
I have gone up to the top. I spent a day one cycle simply trying to examine it. I could find no purpose for it. It's a series of large curving stone structures. It's where it gets the crown imagery. There are markings. They did not respond to comprehend languages, so I could not tell that.
Did they resemble the markings we inspected before?
They were not like the markings on the arches.
Could you reproduce an excerpt, just in case?
Pulls out one of his other journals from his pack, flips to the appropriate page, and just shows her the marks that he's copied.
Yeah.
These are direct rubbings from one of them.
Okay. Anything?
It seems to be anybody that wants to look at them, go ahead and give me a history check.
Because I've yet to encounter like servitor binary code and stuff, so I keep just like looking for it in writings.
I've seen them over and over again, so here's my history roll. My dice hate me today. 14.
25.
7.
11.
Okay.
Danos is not paying attention.
You, because of your particular role, Strix, you do seem you have a cross reference with a very slight entry in your memories. Something that somebody had written about languages encountered on Thrid. And these seem to be the style in a northern culture called the Meldrovians.
Mm-hmm. Those are not, by chance, like connected to Goliaths.
No, that's the general area and the culture of a mostly human populace.
Okay, I
Do
feel
they
like
look like? Do they look like Goliath markings?
No. As I said, they don't resemble the markings that were on the archway
Mhm.
in the canyon that you came across.
I feel like I've heard the word Meldrovians before, but I'm unsure whether that was in like the campaign intro or I'm just having a deja vu for no reason.
This isn't a language, right? It's ornamental.
It's ornamental.
Okay.
I will share that there is a slight association with a northern culture or tribe on Thrid of these markings, but it is only briefly set out in what I have read. The Meldrovians.
Does it tie to their religion or spiritual practices?
You don't have that much information on them.
That I do not know.
Worth investigating. Yeah, I will share my copies of the maps of the first and second floors. I'll share them with Strix, and possibly she can be copying them as we walk.
Yeah, can I relatively quickly make like small
Setting.
enough to hold yeah, like small enough to hold in a hand but big enough to be readable, so that especially for our smaller party members, it's not like a big unwieldy detailed map. I'm just gonna make like the here's the important things version of it.
The printer in your chest also has a slicer.
The print-friendly version of it. Well, I have a blade. That's why it's like not only a rapier, but also kind of sharp. It's not sharp enough to cut anyone, but it is sharp enough to like cut paper. That's why it's flat.
We
It's
discovered
some
the
paper
purpose
cutter.
of the servitors is to be a mobile Kinko's office.
So if you
I
ask
will-
Diazira, like if you offer, she would go, no, that's fine. Like I can navigate with this, and she would, because she's practiced enough with it, fold it up in a way that's easy for her to navigate with, where she can flip things back and forth, and
Mhm.
so
It's
We
also
could
meant,
probably
like,
just like hold the
yeah.
whole big map and go, wow.
Well, I mean, only a particular size of paper is gonna ever fit in my chest compartment. It's never gonna be this, because it's always gonna be like maximum of this size.
You're telling us you could actually give us a form feed error if we try and put the wrong.
PC load letter. What does that even
I am
mean?
unsure. However, one time someone tried to make me copy 10,000 pages at once, and that did not work. There seems to be a limit to my capabilities, which is logical.
There'll be no Kinko's shaming.
This tangent has gone too far.
Look, I love office materials so much, like I nerd out on pens all the time, so this is...
Got to
Which-
introduce you to Allie. She's the same way.
Okay.
Shall we enter them?
All right. In this, according to your notes, there and your memory as well, Sophus, you know that coming into that first area, you encountered an ogre zombie almost immediately, but that would be like 2 times ago. The next time that the dungeon returned, it wasn't there.
And I also have like a very, very, very like bad sketch running at the same time, just like keeping a new map just in case anything's changed.
Okay.
So
You're not sure, Sophus, but you think that the room might be a little bit deeper than it was the last time. It might be like 40 feet deep instead of 30 feet deep that you thought last time. But you encountered something along those lines previously, but the shape of each room has more or less been the same. It seems to be the dimensions are what seem to be slightly askew. But you've encountered that enough times that you're kind of used to it in this dungeon.
So Diazira looks at Saldus and she says, "So I know you've been here a few times.
Mhm.
How much does this dungeon change in between visits?"
The layout's relatively stable. The way it's, I want to say stocked, but its inhabitants tend to not move around so much, but they're not always here.
Right. You knowing from what you've spoken to other teams and also other dungeons that you visited and compared notes with other teams about, you've noticed that the ones that seem to have a longer time period between appearances, they seem to undergo a little bit more of a physical change, and they seem to get repopulated more.
Okay. And what about the traps? They get reset.
You'll have noticed that it's actually fluctuated once or twice. Between one set of visits, some of the traps were reset, but most were not. And then another time that you came in, all the traps were reset. What's your passive perception, Sophus?
Mine is a perception 12. If investigation would help, 16 to put the pattern together.
You are pretty much there's something that you notice right off the bat this time. Something that's a little bit more prevalent than it's been in the past. You notice that instead of being fairly smooth and carved masonry, you notice that the walls in here seem to be almost a little bit more natural. There's some hints of carving, but there also seems to be slight stone encroachment, almost kind of looking like giant roots of a plant, but definitely stone. So the inside is so the walls have changed a little bit, though they haven't changed the dimensions that much.
Does it kind of look like the walls are slowly flowing to change dimension and change shape a bit? Like not visibly, but I mean like over the period of months. Kind of
almost like a
Lighting
growth.
a little, yeah.
Almost like a growth. Like, but it's of stone instead of like vines of plant matter. It's almost like vines or roots of stone. Some from the floor, some from the ceiling.
Look at this. Think that this room normally looks fairly mason worked. And imagine that what you're seeing here as if it's a natural plant growth, only with rock. This, I think, is how the dungeons change. This one, it pops up very often. It does not have time to shift and slide between appearances, between transportations. But it's almost as if something is causing these rooms, the very structure of this, to warp in a natural way over time.
You think it might have certain characteristics of a living thing, and that it grows and shifts and changes?
I mean, have you seen an elemental before?
I have.
Moving rock. Flexing, moving, shifting as it's like flesh.
That is true.
Weeks has
And
no idea what they're talking about. He's just going to start poking the wall. He's very confused.
I assume detect magic spells do not automatically trigger at the side of these walls. So it must be something natural. Question mark.
Are we in an area of high wild magic?
Well, you're inside a dungeon.
Yeah, but we're on this side of it this time.
This is very true. Well, when Danos was looking at the pouch before, he didn't see the haze that you've seen in some of the areas.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but we were
but
looking
we
at the
climbed the
pouch
mountain since
outside,
then.
and we're now inside.
Yeah. We've climbed the mountain since then, so curious if it's any different.
Can we just take I'm very sorry about this. I don't know what's going on. Can we just take a quick break for 2 minutes? I need to check on something and
Mm-hmm.
all right, so I'm very sorry, folks. We'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
All right. Be right back, people.
we're back. I'm very sorry about that. Little bit of miscommunication in the dragon household. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes. Okay, so as I was saying, Danos didn't notice the haze that was generally in a lot of the wild magic areas.
Yeah, but we've gone up all the stairs and into the building, so we were just wondering, like, if there was wild magic where we're at, because we've severely switched locations. You know what I mean?
Well, you really can tell just by looking around, wondering.
Squeaks, do you sense wild magic in this area, or any magic for that matter?
Do you want me to try?
If you wouldn't mind, please.
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right, I go into magic awareness.
Okay, so you see Squeaks assume his calm position, and he closes his eyes. He opens them up, and they're glowing bright blue, and there's a slight blue tinge and glow to his fur. And you open yourself up, and you do sense you sense, the usual amount of magic you'd expect from your friends. You also feel that there's definitely magic around here. As far as there being any extra amped up chaos magic, you don't see the haze that you did in any of the other wild magic areas. There's slight hints of it here and there, but no more than you would find on Firth in some of the areas. So it's nothing as high as the areas that you've encountered while you've been in the Wrathlands. It's fairly ambient. And you're muted.
Yeah, I know it's not. No, there's not like a lot of wild magic. There's not really any more magic than I would expect.
Very well. The last thing Salthus would be looking around for are the marks from his magical quill.
I will give you that you do see part of one of your markings.
Does it look like it might have rippled away somewhat?
It looks like it seems to be cut off by one of these stone roots.
Yep. I was afraid of that. All right.
Yeah, all right. Well, delvers, shall we delve?
Question. I assume we do not so much care to try and clear the floor necessarily. We certainly could. We've got ample time if we're correct on the timeline. But we could try and take a rather more direct path towards the second level, or for that matter, even the staircase to the third.
I think perhaps exploring things that can be explored once the dungeon gets back to Firth is not the best use of our time. Exploring parts of the dungeon that you are usually not able to get to when on Firth might be the best.
This is my thinking as well.
Straight for the deeps then. Let's go.
Let's do it.
As straight as we can. Should we change our lineup so that Selphus is more towards the front, or are you comfortable in the back?
No, I'm still quite comfortable in the back, thank you.
Yeah, same. Back for me.
But I'll give as much warning as I can for what I've seen in the past.
Okay, our usual lineup is Daizira and Squeaks, if we can walk side by side, up next to each other, then Strix and Demetra, and then Selphus and Danos closing out the rear.
I mean, Squeaks and Daizira are small enough. In theory, we can traverse the same square.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you're both small.
All right. All right, so you know, Southus, that from this room there is a door that goes to the south.
Which normally dead ends in a rather large room.
Yes.
So,
And there wasn't anything of any particular value or even menace in that room. It was
if
just
there's
pretty much
nothing in there, it's a good place to rest. I believe our goal is to get to the sort of westernmost part of the peak. We're facing that door is generally to the south on this map. We need to go east to work our way around to it. The next room should be roughly the same size as this one. It alternates back and forth on whether or not it's populated. So this one's not populated. That one may very well be this time.
the last time that you were there, there was a small pack of orcs within.
There's no
Interesting.
doorway, is there? They could hear us if they were in there right now.
It's an
probably.
archway, not a
Yeah.
doorway.
See anything?
No. Also the lighting is still pretty much the same. There is along the ceilings there is like a phosphorescent fungus.
That's different.
Is that usually there?
No.
It seems it might be under construction at the time.
I'm gonna investigate. Does
Is
anything
that-
look weird about it?
Yeah, is that anything that is native to Firth at all, or have we just never seen
This is
before?
it's a basic fungus. You've encountered it in other dungeons as
Oh.
well as in some caves.
It's not normally here.
It's generally not found in a northern area.
Hmm.
Which, of course, the Ravensfjord dungeon normally is a northern location. All right. I suppose we continue on into the next room in the marching order.
Okay.
Always watching for traps.
As you go in, you do see that there's nothing in this room whatsoever. This was the last time you had been in here. You encountered a group of orcs. Just a heads up for our viewers. Our players do know this, but I don't know if I've mentioned it on the air before. Orcs in Hercune are very different than they are any place else in the multiverse. They're more along the lines of fiends and constructs than actual beings. Certainly not humanoid. That's why there's no player characters for orcs or half orcs on Hercune, because they are made by either the orc god himself or his priests and cultists. Raise the bodies of orcs, create them from the blood, the bones, and mud of battlefields.
I remember you comparing it to Uruk-hai in our session 0.
Right. And basically, in other words, it's kind of like how in Lord of the Rings, in the Lord of the Rings films, you saw Saruman bringing the Uruks from out of the mud. It's basically along the same lines here, only they're really much more like more plant matter. And the thing is, they're only one thing on their mind is like destroy, kill, mostly to kill dwarves and elves and anybody or anything that gets in their way. So they're pretty orcs and goblins as well are pretty much killing, just pure killing machines with no thought of anything else. So it has been attempted to parlay with orcs. They don't parlay.
All right.
We
Nothing
don't
in this
They parboil.
orcs.
Nothing in this room. The opposite, there's a bit of a winding hallway back and forth. There's occasionally a trap at the corner. Might
There-
want to watch for that.
You do notice, Salthus, that the secret door that you marked along the top corridor, which gives a straighter way down than the twisty corridor, that does bear your mark still.
Try that. It might be a shortcut for us. It was last time when we found it.
Geysir nods and goes to peek. So do I see your marks, Salthus, or
Yeah,
are they like
They're orange ink. They're visible to anyone.
You
Awesome.
see, and you see it on here.
okay? So she goes to see if she can open the passage.
You
I'll tell her how we opened it last time.
you're able to replicate it fairly easily, and it opens right up. And behind it is indeed a much more direct corridor to the next door.
Awesome. Onward we go.
All right.
Obviously, I'm checking for traps and stuff, and like I said, my passive perception's a 21. So
Okay.
Demetra, is Demetra tasting anything different in this dungeon?
Nothing that's within range.
I
Okay.
will put my arm blade out as well,
Okay.
just to be ready.
All right. So, the door which you had noticed marked on your map as locked is not locked this time.
Okay.
So, are you just going to open it and go in?
no, I listened to see if there's something on the other side first.
Not that you can tell.
Well, I was just gonna walk right in.
Okay, then.
Or he can just walk in.
And there's nothing in here other than just the bare walls, the floor, and the glowing ceiling. That's about it.
Eerily quiet in here.
This is true. It is not unusual for some dungeons to have a more localized resource division. However, if this continues going on, it starts becoming less and less probable that we see the dungeon in a state that would be similar to it being on Firth. There might be some reconstruction, some redistribution, perhaps even some furnishing that is being done. So perhaps we might encounter a crew on the way instead of the monsters we may consider furnishings.
Yeah, the last time that you came through here, Sophus, there wasn't anything in here either.
So you doing?
All right, so the door that's to the south would normally be stuck, but well, I'm sorry, I'm thinking south because I'm looking at it and I always see the top part is north. So where you entered from would be is in my head north. So that's where I'm going on here. I'm sorry about that.
That's how I was interpreting the map as well.
Okay, good. All right, so this is pretty much still pushed open like it was from the last time. The last time you were here, that this door was stuck, and one of your team was able to just push it right open. So it's still fairly ajar.
Take a look.
So, and it's a very small corridor. It's only about 20 feet long. It's about the same length that you remember it. And it was a locked door here, a locked stone door. But this had been opened at one point too. This was unlocked. It is closed over now though.
closed over as in the hallway ends.
Yes.
Well, that's changed. Huh.
You do remember leaving it open the last time.
I need to backtrack then.
Are there any?
Oh no, it's not a sealed off. It's just closed. The
Oh,
door is
okay.
closed.
Oh,
That's all. It was a
Misunderstood.
locked door previously, and
Okay.
you had left it open going
Now it's
through,
closed. Okay.
and
So-
only now it's closed. But you're positive that it was open last time.
There was no phosphorescent mold on the ceiling last time either, so yeah, things change.
Is there usually anything over here?
The next room is rather large. It's been populated in the past, yes.
She stops the bunny and listens at the door.
All right.
I'm assuming it's a door that I can hear through.
All right. So you're coming. All right. So yes. So you there's nothing that you hear in this room, beyond the door.
Okay. She kind of gestures, be my guest. You know, she just goes. And the bunny goes through the door.
In I go. Did anything happen when I went through the door? Hello, bad guys.
Nothing that you can see that's in here.
Oh, I wanted to beat up some bad guys.
In the, what the actual hell? Strange.
There's no bad guys in here. You can come on in.
Now this is the large, like 8x8 room, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of other doorways in from here. There is a portcullis along this same wall to the east. There's a portcullis. There's another closed door over to the right, a few feet away, and then down on the opposite wall there are two doors, one on either side, and then about midway down the east wall there is another closed door.
We want that door over there, pointing to the southeastmost door, so we're still trying to work our way towards where the stairwell was the last time.
I have an additional consideration for later. If
Mhm.
this dungeon is indeed under reconstruction and we happen to disturb, if there is any, whoever is reconstructing it, we may encounter more specific obstructions on the way back. They might actively start trying to keep us out or keep us in. So we should be, as far as resources go, prepared for that.
All right, so you want to go down to the furthest down southeastern door.
Mhm.
I'm just following Salthus's directions.
Yeah. It should bring us to a 3x6 room. Am I following along correctly?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm 3x7. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so that particular doorway, you recall had been previously stuck, Salthus, but
Okay.
it is not open now. And you know that the last time you were in here, there were a number of some tricky traps that
Guys-
you were able to, that members of your party were able to take care of. In particular, there was, that somewhere in this room, you're not in the room just yet, but you do know that at some point somebody was hit with an ice dart from a trap.
Dizera, this door, you're going to want to pay attention to this one particularly, as well as in the next room. There was a freezing dart trap from somewhere.
I hate those.
They're quite annoying, yes.
I've seen worse, but I mean, nobody likes frostbite.
To be fair, that one did not. The person injured by that one had stepped midway into the room before it happened. So,
Okay.
if that
Gotcha.
helps. But yeah, definitely, let's begin with the door, of course.
So she checks the door. So first of all, we get there. Is the door open or closed?
It's barely ajar.
Oh, so it's not a door, it's a jar.
God damn it.
About to be a Bill Hicks routine.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, you
Okay,
could.
so she checks the door just to make sure that there's no traps, no pressure points, like no pressure plates, anything around the door.
I'll give it to you that there's nothing there.
Okay.
Yes, person with your hand raised.
Yeah, I just want to say I have to go in time because I have to be up in like 5 hours again.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, what we'll do is, well, I'll tell you what. It's almost 10 o'clock anyway.
yeah, exactly.
So, all right, give us just a few moments here. Do you open the door since you don't find anything on this side?
Yeah, if it doesn't look like there's anything that's a trap, I would open the door and then work my way into the room, warning the
Okay.
bunny that I need to go first.
All right.
Ah,
So you open the door,
I mean, you
and
don't want to get
inside
frozen,
this
do you, bunny?
room, you see a statue of a blue dragon.
Mm.
You recall this room, Southus, with the dragon statue. And there is an orange mark on the floor that you marked out where your party member had been hit by the dart.
Don't stand there.
Which direction?
Don't stand there. We didn't
Just
catch
about
which direction.
almost in the middle of the room, a little bit further up from this entrance, from this door, a little bit further up into the middle of the room, but in the top part.
Might have come
Right.
from the dragon's mouth, actually.
maybe I should step on it. Maybe it'll go over my head.
So she checks, is there like where the orange mark is or near the orange mark? Very carefully she approaches to see if there's any sort of pressure plate or anything in the area that would have triggered a trap.
I will give it to you. No, there's nothing. However, once you're in here, you turn around and go to talk to Southus, and you notice that scrawled across the wall, it says, "The blue dragon is not a blue dragon, or is not a dragon."
In common?
In common, in red scrawl, not in orange. You do not remember that inscription being there, Salthus.
So Diazir is in the middle of the room. She turns around and looks and sees it. And she goes, Salthus, that doesn't look like your writing.
He will poke his head in the room and look. It's not my writing.
Oh, is that like that one painting of a pipe?
It's not Ignis's writing either, is it? He's the only other person I can think of is pain in my ass pyromancer on the other team that normally delves this dungeon. He's occasionally tried doing these markings. Copycat. Wouldn't
Perhaps
be
he
All
saw
the
him.
yours
while,
and thought
so-
it was a good idea.
All the while, she's listening to see if there's any noise or movement or anything coming from, I don't know, the giant blue dragon statue that's behind her.
In
Since there
answer
is
to your question,
kind of a
Southus, you
warning.
recognize the handwriting. It's his.
Ignis.
No,
the
there's
hell did he
nothing. There's no
mean?
noise in this room. Although you do seem to hear some muffled sounds coming from the south.
The way we need to go, of course.
And that's where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, we need to go southwest, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we should.
Oof.
Going
Hmm.
by the map that you have, you're pretty much parallel with the stairway going down to level 2 right now.
Man, I wish I were playing a character that would poke the dragon statue because I really want to poke the dragon statue, but I'm not going to do it.
Phrasing!
Weeks would poke the dragon statue.
With my arm
Assisted
blade
him.
coming from my compartment, I want to poke the dragon statue, please.
It's not
We
like
can
anybody else
totally-
boops the chaos
we
around
can
here.
totally boot the dragon.
Boop it.
So
At least buy a dinner first.
muffled noises. We don't know what it eats yet. Muffled noises from the south, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do we can we make out what kind of noises?
No.
No?
No.
Thank you.
Not this week.
I just
Not
want to
this
put it
week.
down in my notes like this so I have all the information.
So that will do it for this week. So we're in the dungeon. Now just a question of exploring it and seeing what happens to get you hopefully back home. And friends and fiends, just to fill you in, we only have, well, as of right now, 2 episodes left to solve these mysteries and get our friends back home.
9.
We'll see if maybe I can cajole a 10th episode out so we can get a little bit more detail in here, and this way they get some good exploration in. Because Surprise Party is a mini series after all for each season, so unto itself. But anyway, that's either here nor there right now. Let us go around the table, please. Give your kind attention to our wonderful players as they let you know where you can find them and what they're up to. And we're going to start, as always, with our dear halfling rogue.
Hi, I'm Celine. You can find me here on Chaotic Tiefling ATL every Wednesday for the next 2 more weeks. Yeah, 2 more weeks after this one for D&D Surprise Party. Starting tomorrow, you can find me at over on the GR crew in a Titan's Grave game that I'm super excited about. And then you can find me on my channel. Let's see if it'll actually let me shout myself out. Probably not.
It has a 10-second cooldown usually.
Usually Streamlabs is better than that. You can find me on my channel on Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Also on Twitter at Celine. That's kind of.
And you can always
Celine
be
everywhere.
found on Sundays too.
And I can be found Sundays here, usually in the chat for Utharian Legends.
just lurking around.
And if I'm lucky, I get cast in watch streams. I'm around a lot. Anyway, you can find me.
All righty then. Thank you very much, Celine. And next we have Traveler Farlander.
You don't know what I'm doing? Follow me at Twitter at TWFarland. Who knows? There might be some news coming soonish.
Oh, this is the stuff that we've been crossing our fingers for, correct?
Yeah, might be. We'll see.
Okay.
Mysterious.
Keep crossing.
Anything else?
Not this week.
All righty then. Hello, Lydia.
Hello. You can find me on Twitter at Lydia_Gaz. And I am here every Wednesday night on D&D Surprise Party with these lovely people. And that is about it.
All right. Thank you. Oh, Bigby.
Oh, hello there. You can find me on the Twitter at Bigby's Hand. You can also find me on Twitch at Bigby's_hand. I stream. It's kind of sporadic right now, but this Friday and Saturday we have a two-day stream event, culminating in the first spooky Saturday since I've moved. So that is sure to be interesting. You can.
Well, why is it spooky as opposed to survival?
Oh, it's a thing. Basically, everybody enjoys it whenever I play horror games, and so whenever we hit certain goals on the stream, I give them a horror game because it takes years off my life every time I do.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. So
I'm his comfort, Celine.
Exactly. She's my emotional support, Celine. So you can find me there. You can also find me every other Sunday on Utharian Legends playing the lovely Dragonborn Barbarian Sobus. You can also find me in chat for the D4 D&D stream on Rock Punch ATL. You can also find me in several other videos because I now work for Rock Punch ATL. Woo, yeah!
Woo!
Yeah, that's where you find me.
So, oh, that's right. You played the famous Nick, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Never gonna live that down.
No, I'm not. It's also my brother's name, so yeah.
It's never gonna live that down. Never gonna.
He still owes me a story.
He got Rick rolled. Thank
No,
you.
we got Nick rolled.
Nick rolled. Ah! Tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on.
All righty. And our weapon barbarian. What's up, Bob?
Yeah, if you hop to the next plane of existence and take a left, that's where I'll be vacationing for the next week. If you do end up there, bring mashed potatoes. Just trust me on that. But I'll see you all next week.
All right. And last and never least, our dear servitor.
Well, hi, I'm Lorai. Sometimes least, especially when it comes to hours slept in the past week. I find myself in need of an emotional support, Celine, because I just started a playthrough of Resident Evil 8 on stream, and it's been way more terrible than I expected it to be so far, so we're just continuing tomorrow, because that is also a stretch goal of my channel that I now have to fulfill, still from CLPB. So that's great. I'm not scared at all.
How many more fulfillments do you have left from that?
Like 2, but some of them require other people to plan stuff with me, so that's kind of hard with everyone being busy and time zones. But it's going to be very fun, I hope, for you, not for me. So we're going to play Resident Evil, and as usual on Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. CET, 2 p.m. EST, you can find Cobalt Keep, which is my D&D game of Candlekeep Mysteries meets Exandria meets my brain. It's always wacky. It's always fun. It's getting a little spoopy this time. So come watch that on break from Nathan's Spooky Saturdays at chaoticlawful_inc on twitch.tv.
All righty. And we do appreciate you staying up so late for us. So, friends and fiends, I have been your happy and humble dungeon master, Eel Dragon. You can find me on the Twitter sphere at Draconic Verses, and you can also follow D&D Surprise Party at D&D Surprise Party. That's minus the U on Twitter. I know I keep saying this, but soon, really, I promise, soon, you'll be able to find me doing stuff here on Twitch at Eel Dragon. That's all one word because Twitch is peculiar with their namings and everything. So, and of course, if you hit !! Forsooth in the chat.
Forsooth!
Why, that will lead you to my wonderful Tea Public shop, where you can find all sorts of goodies that are inspired by and requested by the casts of What Streams May Come, with several fun semi-Shakespearean phrases, including a bunch of phrases that you might be hard-pressed to believe that Bill Shakespeare actually wrote, but he did. I won't go into those now because some of them might be considered too much for Twitch. I don't know. But in any case, you can also find D&D surprise party merch of various shapes and sizes, and you can still get some of the Pride designs that are there as well. Other than that, that's pretty much it for me. I would like to say I hope everybody has had a very good and happy Pride Month as we now head into July. And remember that on July 24th, it is the return of What Streams May Come. And it will be the first part of Hamlet. And we're all very curious as to who's going to be cast in which week, because it's 2 parts and we're probably going to see 2 separate casts.
What Streams May Come to our screens. That's actually from Hamlet. So like it's a roll credits. It's going to be roll credits, I think, in the second time. Because What Streams May Come is from Hamlet. Or What Dreams May Come.
What Dreams May Come.
Of
So,
death.
and something to go into it at another time, but have you ever noticed how many Star Trek episodes titles are taken from Shakespeare? It's amazing. But anyway, that's it for tonight. So friends and fiends, thanks very much for coming by. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy. If you have to go out and you're not vaccinated yet, wear that mask, please. And if you are vaccinated, if you feel safer for it, by all means, wear the mask. But for now, make sure that you take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we will see you next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.